All right, so fresh off the truck, Strike Force Alpha's here. Let's take a deep dive into these guys. So we'll start out taking a look at the packaging first. As you can see, each figure comes out on a blister card. From what I can tell, at least for the 6 figures that I purchased, we've got 3 different blister cards. One for the Alpha Team box. On the back here, it's got all the characters for this team. Just a little write-up of the story. It's got one for Rage. Once again, just kind of all the figures kind of on this side of things. And then the Kickstarter exclusive figure they've got here, this one has its own artwork on the top. Then also features a special bio card for Shadowblade here. Enough looking at the packaging. I'm going to pop these open and we'll come back and look at these in a few. All right, out of the box, we'll take a look at these. I think it's worth noting that the plastic tray that goes around the card is really easy to just come off. So if you ever wanted to put the figure back in the blister and put it back on the card, that's an option. Also in the box with the figures, I received 2 of these figure stands, one for the Rage faction and one for the Alpha team. These are really nice stands. Also received a file card for Karen because, the back of those ones are just kind of generic, so it's nice to have an actual file card. All right, so taking a look at the main figure, we'll start out with the Skull Guard here. This is a really nice looking figure. So all of the figures come with an alternate head, an extra head. This is the same one that we get with Karn. You also get 2 extra set of hands, a right and left fist, and then a right and left open palm for each figure. They've got the standard grip on each. He's got this grenade launcher in the backpack. Overall, a pretty cool looking figure. Next for that, we've got Karen here, which is basically the same figure, just with the beret hat instead of the Skull Guard head, which he also has. Following that, we've got Valkyrie here, who's got the removable helmet, a backpack, the rifle here. Pretty solid military looking figure. That's kind of what I went for in this first order, was kind of the more grounded looking stuff. He also has an extra Nomad head if you wanted to use that. From there, we've got Shadowblade here. This was the Kickstarter figure. I really like the head sculpt on this one. He's got the same backpack and rifle that we saw with Valkyrie, and we'll see again with Nomad. This time around, he's got a kind of more Tiger Force type camo on his pants. And then we've got Nomad here, who's the leader of Alpha Team. This is a really cool looking figure. Sculpting is great. Sculpting's great on all of these figures. The paintwork's really great too. And then finally we have the Alpha Trooper. This is a really cool figure. He's also comes with the alternate head for the Luna Trooper. So kind of going into the articulation for these, it's kind of the standard of what you would see for O-ring figures. The big thing is, so the head is on a double ball system, which is kind of what allows for the head swappability. You've also got kind of on the forearm, you've got a forearm swivel, which is where you can swap out the extra hands. And you've also got a boot swivel, which is new. To pop off the head, it's pretty easy. So here we'll see just kind of the double ball peg system that we've got. It is, like I said, they are still O-ring figures. So we'll pop on this head. A little tight to get on the first couple times, but it does work. And then same process for the wrist. It's just kind of a peg system here. So we'll pop this on. And now we've got a open palm hand. It's a really cool concept. I think it works pretty well. It can be a little hard to get on and off the first couple of times. Yeah, so here is, we'll show here the Alpha Trooper next to a standard O-Ring Joe. As you can see, they're pretty much in sync with each other. So what are my thoughts on this line? I definitely think the sculpting on these look great. They're great looking figures. The boot swivel does make it a little hard to stand sometimes. But I probably will end up picking up the rest of the wave. These were made by, White Elephant Toys and Matt LaCroix from the community. So they're, really solid figures, I think. One of my only complaints that I do have is that on some of the renders that were shown on the Kickstarter, they did have some extra decals, like you had flags here and the Alpha Team logo on the breast here, which doesn't show up in the actual figures, as well as like you had a logo on the beret, which didn't actually come out. It's a little disappointing that some of those extra details didn't end up on the final figure, but overall, for a kickstarted option for O-Ring, they're really solid toys. They don't feel cheap. They feel really, they're good quality, and I think the sculpting on them looks good, and I think they could blend in with your other military O-Ring lines just fine. So yeah, let me know. Did you back this line? Are you gonna pick it up later? Let me know. This is kind of the first of the O-Ring Kickstarter lines that have hit. I've been really excited for these. So if this line is of any indication of how the rest of them are going to be, we are in for a special treat. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.